Hey, it's me. What I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to get some of the old yammers that I did when the idea first occurred to me, put them up on the YouTubes. They're on my Facebook, but it might be nice to get the originals, the OGs. This one is the first one I ever did. It's with my buddy DJ Temple, who is just a phenomenal human being. He's a guitar player for the band Without Mercy. And yeah, I'm sitting on my bed and it's messy, so don't judge me, or do judge me. I judge me. Anyways, yeah, we had a good chat and it was a lot of fun. So let's fade. Stupid. And I go invite friends. DJ Temple. Okay, DJ, I'm inviting you on my phone. You're invited. Let's see what happens if you join the video, which is here, looking at my stuff. Theoretically, my phone should do this crap. I think. Yeah. This could be just awkward as all fuck. Mint. You might have to Zoom one-on-one with him, audio-wise, or FaceTime to bring that up. Hi, Nancy. So, funny story. I haven't figured this technology out at all because I'm really good at life. We're going to see. I'm opening up a link. Maybe it'll do things.
Need an advanced website for your business?
Oh, I need an advanced website for my business. DJ, are you on the Facebook Live thing that I... Why? It looks different now. What the fuck is going on, Facebook? You suck. All right. Okay, I'm adding a guest to my live stream. I don't know if you guys even can see me, but I'm watching a YouTube video. This is neat. I'll jump back and see.
I'm Sarah Nguyen, and on this channel, I help you grow your business using video.
She's going to help me grow my business using video.
In this live stream tutorial, I'm going to walk you through a magical, stress-free way to use Facebook Live with multiple presenters. The live stream software that I'm using is Restream.
Oh, she's doing some live stream software. I think we're fucked. I have a thing here. Approve. Bring DJ on camera. Okay. All right. So, here's what I'm going to do. Now that I have this working, and then in the event, I'll put a link to this. DJ, you can hear me?
Yeah, buddy. Let me just set up my thing here.
All right. Okay. I'll do things here. Just doing some live stream. All right. I have no idea what happened there, but that was weird. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to... This is the thing to watch. And then that's a link I can... No, that's not. Yes, that is. Okay, share. Fuck. I have no idea what I'm doing, world. If you're watching, you should be laughing at me. Is there copy? Yeah, copy link. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go into the event that's going on right now. You're seeing the side of my head. And I'm going to go into discussion, and I'm going to paste... Where the fuck can I add it? I suck so bad at this. I don't even see where I can post in this fucking... Screw it. I guess we're just gonna do it. Everyone that's gonna watch is gonna be on my Facebook anyway. DJ, are you still there? I'm gonna approve. Bring DJ on camera. There's DJ. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty decent, homie G. How are you?
I'm doing great now. Now that I can see your beautiful smiling face,
Oh,
and I have your
shucks.
ears. How have you been, man?
I've been pretty damn good, buddy. Busy as always, but
I would imagine so. I mean, you guys have had so much going on lately.
it's been a wondrous time in our lives. But yeah, I'm here now. Woo.
Right on, man. So this for me, this all started with watching you guys play, and you played the D a bunch of times back in the days of Distortion. And you and I got to know each other, and it was just like, it was like kindred spirits. And I was really happy to meet you and find, like, even in Vancouver, there's cool people.
Yeah,
And,
well,
go ahead.
Well, likewise, brother. I mean, Calgary for us, Without Mercy speaking, of course, like Calgary for us was always the nut we were trying to crack. It was really, really difficult, and we finally did because of you guys in the CBC and the D and Mark and all of you guys. And like Mark is a hilarious dude because like when you're always trying to get in with Mark, he's not super loquacious, let's say. He's but he's just like wads up your money, and he's like, here, good set.
Yeah, there you go.
And then walks away.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Mark is a sweetheart. And then we met you, and I bonded with you like right away. It was so sick. I was like, hey, this rad dude. And then we would get to the venue every time we came through Calgary next. I was like, where's Jim? It was so much fun.
And the whole time before you guys got there, I was just spinning in little circles going like, oh my God, DJ's coming. Which is, I'd never admit that on the internet, but that did happen. And then,
it was really good times.
Oh, absolutely, man. We had so many great shows with you guys at Distortion. It was a pain to watch that venue suddenly quite unexpectedly close. And I know there's a lot of people in the Calgary music scene that felt that blow, but honestly, speaking purely from a very selfish perspective, fuck, it sucked for me.
Yeah.
And the fact that we were able to maintain contact afterwards was awesome. I should ask how Leopold is doing.
Leopold as well. He's heartbroken as his rotating picture frame that he has of only pictures of you has broken, and he wanted me to get a new power supply today, but they're out of stock, so he's quite heartbroken.
For those that are watching, I don't even know where this came from. You just one day you tagged me and you had this video of a stuffed animal and you're like, Leopold, and it was all about Leopold was in love with me, and adorable. But I was like, I don't know what's happening right now, but I'm gonna go with it.
Oh, the best is Leopold was a gift from my wife when I first decided to go off on my own to teach guitar instead of working for like the man or whatever. And I didn't have anything in my room, so she got me a little Leopold to like color up the room and be bright and be different. And so she saw the same post, and she comes home, she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's a valid ask.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, but I'm also not. So
yeah,
it was good. It's good times. Leopold's a sweetheart.
He definitely, very, very kind. I've gotten a lot of very kind messages from Leopold over the ensuing time.
Yes, nothing will beat the heart video.
Oh, totally. Some of the people are just gonna have to scroll through my profile and stalk me and find all the strange videos between you and I with Leopold. So then earlier this year, the quarantine hits, everyone's miserable, and you send me a message and you're like, we got signed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I want to tell everyone, but I can't tell everyone, but I want to tell everyone, because I was so excited for it, because I love your band, and this is huge. Like, talk a little bit about the signing, I guess.
So we spoke as a band, and we were allowed to have 2 people on our personal lists outside of the band that we're allowed to know. And one was my wife, And then the other one was Jim.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Because like you watched us grow up basically. Like
Yeah.
we were grinding. There was an era where we had a little bit of a bad rep in Calgary because we kept having unreliable members and we had to bail on shows and whatnot. I was hella determined to fix that, and then we were driving out there for one show because we loved you guys, or Mark or you would
Hmm.
call us up and say, "Hey, we need a band to fill in this thing or whatever," and we're like, "Ah, we're so down, done."
Yeah.
Um, but we grinded. We really, really grinded with no niches, no like help, no like padding somebody's wallet. We grinded our asses off. And we had well over 50 rejections, and they were nasty rejections, like get a better guitar player, you guys suck and stuff. And then freaking Nuclear Blast said yes. And
That's
they
so fucking cool.
they wanted to throw us on their distribution platform because it was new and it was less risk for them with the COVID thing. I mean, of course, I understand that. Beggars can't be choosers. But they threw us on there, and then we started doing our promo campaign. And I'll never forget, I get an email from one of the head dudes over at Blood Blast who's like, "You guys just released your second single, and you're already charting. What the hell?" I'm like, "I know, it's because everybody wanted our new record, man. So we busted our ass to get this new record done." And I told you, I don't know if you remember, but I told you that like those times coming out to see you guys, we were actually touring the new record,
Yeah.
practicing it before we ever recorded it. And then we toured it for like 3 years, and then we rewrote it 3 or 4 times, and then they loved
Hmm.
it. They were so into it, dude.
Well, and
So
it's a for good reason. It's a kick-ass record. I picked it up. I don't have the physical copy because I actually don't have anything I can play music on except like computers and phones and shit. But I bought
right.
it off Bandcamp, and you know, if ever I grow up and like own things, I will buy whatever I own. If you guys, you know, if I buy a tape deck, I'm buying it on cassette because goddamn it, it's a great album. You guys
Oh,
should be
thanks,
very
dude.
proud of it.
We worked so hard, and it's been such a monumental emotional and financial drain to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And I know every band says that, but dude, this really sucked at
Oh,
times to get this damn thing done, man.
mm-hmm.
So it's here, and we're so goddamn proud of it on every facet.
Oh, absolutely, and with good reason, man. That is literally it's like the lyric videos speaks for itself. Like everything about the hype that you guys did around it. Like you just you got everyone that you like you know knew about you guys and wanted to see you guys succeed. Got them all really excited about it, and the release was such a payoff. Like it was so
Yeah.
fucking. I was like, oh, there's my guys. Which is you know unmanly, but I'm okay with that. We're in a society where I can be unmanly from time to time, and I'm okay.
My favorite was some of the comments from the crew of you guys out there were like, "Wow, you guys undersold this record." That was
True. It's such a good record, but now we're not. Now we're just like buy the record. It's
yeah,
amazing.
exactly. It's yeah, it's turned out pretty well. We had some really cool guest spots on it, right? Jeff
Hmm.
Loomis, Chris Broderick. It's been those guys are my heroes, man. And now I'm in a track with them. Like what? What?
Not the worst thing ever. That's cool.
It's been pretty surreal. And yeah, and we become friends through it all, which is neat. I talk to Jeff and
Hmm.
Chris every day. It's freaking sweet, man.
That is very cool. I have always set my expectations for my own musical career really low,
Mm.
and I've nailed them every time. But I did things like I remember one of the things I used to say was the day that Mr. Plow, I don't know if you did you know Mr. Plow?
No.
Okay, well he's from Vancouver actually, lives in Portland now, but he used to tour across Canada and it was just him and an acoustic guitar singing punk rock songs, mostly about well misogyny to be entirely fair. Um, but he was he was a hoot, he was a buddy of ours, played a million shows with us, and when when he used to come to town, every time he would, you'd walk up and be like, "Oh, nice show, Mr. Plow," and he'd be like, "Thanks, guy. I totally remember you always." And you knew he didn't because, let's face it, I'm nobody. I'm like he plays 45 shows in 47 days going across the country. I'm probably the last guy he's gonna remember. So I was like, you know, the day that Mr. Plow remembers who I am, that's the day I'm cool. And we booked a show. We got to open for SNFU, the amazing fucking Canadian Icons SNFU, and Plow was
Right.
SNFU's driver. And he was backstage. We were playing at the Stetson, which I don't think you guys ever played. It's the wrong place, but it worked really well for us. It's like a shitty hotel bar, but
Okay.
every now and then they'd let us put a show on there, and it was a good capacity, and we'd have a blast. And oh, my daughter says she still needs a Mr. Plow shirt. Well, I guess you should fucking order that on the internet. But yeah, so Plow's backstage, and I walk up. I'm like, "Oh my God, Mr. Plow! You know, my new band's playing." And he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see him." I'm like, "Yeah, well, we're kind of sort of a weird." And he's like, "Jim, I know who your band is." And I was like, Mr. Plow knows who I am. So yeah, like you get better stories because your stories involve like actual like huge successful musicians that know your name and interact with you, whereas I'm like, I know a guy who lives in Portland, but Mr. Plow
Well,
he is
I don't
awesome.
know.
So.
I know this guy who plays. I know this guy who plays bass on Facebook Live and trumpet.
Yeah, that guy sucks. Can't even afford tea.
Well, he just won't. He just won't even freaking buy his daughter a Mr. Plow shirt. It's Christmas. I don't even know, man.
You know, that's the thing, right? You know, some people choose atheism because they don't believe in a caring and loving God. I chose it because I'm just too cheap for Christmas. So
That's fair. Some people have
yeah,
atheism thrust upon.
yes. Other people are the thrusters, which actually is true about atheism. And I know I was a terrible atheist when I first became an atheist. I was definitely that guy that was on Facebook going, "All your gods are dead, and you're stupid." And it took a long while for me to just like calm down and be like, some of your gods are dead, and you're maybe not as smart as you should be. Really, really soften the message over the years. You know, that's important. Are you still doing? Obviously not. Yeah, you know, with the whole quarantanglement that we're in. But are you still doing the martial arts stuff?
No, it's I do personal training, like my own martial art training now, but yeah, the club I train at is closed. And I
Oh,
closed my own dojo back in April, I think. The same thing, man. It's been yeah,
so
yeah.
that was a painful memory that I just brought up there.
Well, it's just it's so much of my life. Like I've done it since I was four, right? So it's like all of a
Mhm.
sudden now it's just out of my life. It's really like a void for sure. But
Yeah,
services are good. That's my spirituality, if I'm being honest. That's 100% mine. Meditation, all that stuff. It's fun, dude.
I can totally respect that and embrace it in my own way. I was by no means in the same level. It's kind of like in all aspects of life. I'm like you, but not as good. But I
Jeez.
did I did years of Taekwondo, and I was really lucky. The guy that I was taking Taekwondo from was four-time national champion from Korea. So like this is kind of like oh, one sec, I have to reply to my son. Two. That's all I had to reply was just the number two. Um, yeah, literally like learning hockey from Wayne Gretzky, kind of, you know, the same kind of experience. And man, it was fucking amazing. Oh, Martin, sharing blunts with you and Mr. Plow out front of the underground is a very fond memory for me. Can I tell you this story? So Martin is the guy that used to book the underground. He's the last guy you would think would book the underground. He's like an older guy at the time, still older, but you know, now even older, but like a total silver fox. And he started booking shows at this like the metal bar in Calgary for years, and just like an amazing, nice human being. And this one night, Mr. Plow came to town, and Martin's like, I got some joints. Let's go outside and smoke some joints. And we're like, yeah. And this is back when I was pretending like I could smoke joints. And so we go out, and Martin lights one up and hands it to Plow, and he takes like two hoots off of it, whatever the kids are calling it these days, two snarfles off the Drangle bag, and hands it to me, and I'm like a super lightweight, so I take like one hoot, and before I even inhale the thing, I'm fried. And Martin finishes this whole, cigar-sized joint, and we all go in, and Plow looks at me, and he's like, I don't know if I can perform tonight, man. Like, he had 2 hoots off this thing. It was definitely, and you don't do drugs, so that was a terrible story to share with you. This is how my brain works.
Well, I don't know. I can see people's enjoyment.
I do and I don't. Like, when it comes to weed, I gave up. I simply tapped out. I am not good at it. I'll never be good at it. All my friends can be good at it, and that's fine. But I suck at it, and I just had to like own that and be like, I don't need to sleep. I want to talk to people and be out in the world. Anyway, so we're babbling about me, and it's great that you could join me to talk about me. How is the guitar school? How have the quarantine stuff, has that affected the teaching?
Right. I'm actually forever grateful that I have a friend who does a lot of business overseas. And last March, or I think February actually, he had phoned me and he had said, DJ, this thing's a lot worse than anybody's letting on. I've lost 80% of my trade business right now. You should consider prepping for it. So we had a big meeting here with all the teachers, because I'm really fortunate. I have 7 teachers under me now. And I said, everybody's got to learn to teach online. I've been doing it for years, but let's make sure everybody's on the same. And we actually navigated early online. So long story short, we kept 90% of business when this whole thing just hit.
That's excellent.
And then super grateful that not only that, but then we got to the other places around didn't gravitate at all either. So then we just took their business too. So it's been, we're growing at a rapid rate, which I don't understand, but I'm just gonna hold on to the cattails and enjoy the ride.
Absolutely, man. That's phenomenal. I know you saw I bought a guitar.
It's, buddy.
Gorgeous. It's sitting right over there.
Oh, hells yeah, bro.
And it's so pretty. I'm just like terrible at it. It turns out my fingers have an eating disorder. So I'm gonna have to encourage them to seek counseling or something, and that will probably help. The nice thing about playing bass for all these years is you can have giant fat fingers and not even care about it, because you're got a giant fat fretboard to work on. But damn, watching people play guitar like yourself, who can like nimbly move fingers all over the place and play like things on purpose, notes that are there like you intended them to be there. That is even more inspiring to me now, because I literally have not played guitar in probably 15 years, back when I had skinny fingers, and never played it like learned how to play it, more like held it and pretended it was a bass.
Right.
Because that's what I knew. So it's a huge learn for me. I'm enjoying it, but how do you get your fingers to not be fat?
Well, I just made sure all the fat stayed here. That's all I did.
Because I got that in spades, man. Maybe
give me just 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you bet. In the meantime, we'll sing home. Ooh, there's reverb. Oh. Say ho. Say ho. Say ho. Say ho. Ho. Say what? Say what? Say ooh. Say ooh. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else can hear this. I love the reverb. Reverb is making me happy. Feel like that's awesome. There's reverb. Oh man. DJ, you missed it. There was reverb, and I was a rapper. It was fantastic.
It's my earbuds. I apologize.
No, there was no apology necessary. I literally was going like, say what? And then the reverb would come back, say what? I'm breaking new ground here.
It reminds me of my wife's favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch with Jim Carrey. And her favorite part is when he's in the cave and he's like, you're an idiot. And it goes, you're an idiot. And then he's like, well, I'm going to talk quiet. And then everything I say is going to bounce off and I won't be able to hear it. You're an idiot. She just loves that part. She laughs her ass off at that part. Oh, God.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You know what's You know what's weird is the everyone's really uptight about Christmas movies this year. Like last year there was a few people that were like, Die Hard's a Christmas music or movie, and I agree.
Right.
But this year, like half of my Facebook feed is people arguing about what is a valid Christmas movie and what's your favorite Christmas movie and which Christmas movie. And
Jesus.
like, I don't understand the world anymore.
It's true. It's
yeah.
I mean, before my wife, I had never seen a Die Hard.
That's terrible. I'm glad that you heard it here first on the exciting first edition of Yammering, whatever the fuck I called this. But never seen a Die Hard
That's
movie,
its legal name. Yeah, before her, probably. I never had.
You know what?
Maybe watch Die Hards.
I'd like to tell you that you missed a lot, but not really.
I remember watching the first one with her going, well, yeah, that's clearly the bad guy.
Oh, yeah. Rickman walks into the room, you're like, villain.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on.
Yeah. Could you not afford Steve Buscemi with a fake mustache?
I remember pissing her off because we would be watching the movie and like Rickman would be in a scene or whatever and I'd be doing Harry Potter quotes like Mr. Potter.
Yeah, oh totally.
But no joke, Rickman is freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, what a loss, man. That really hurt when the news of his dying came through.
Yeah.
Which a couple of years ago now, I think, but I don't really measure time concentrically. I'm not really good at that. But just a superhero, classically trained, amazing actor who's still willing to do Dogma.
Yeah.
He will be missed. Absolutely.
Just amazing human. 100%.
The Die Hard movies don't get better after that. I'm not gonna set the bar high for you here. It's like Lethal Weapon, which is another one of these movies. Everyone's all like, "Oh my god, it's a Christmas movie. There's 5 seconds of Christmas music, and they're in L.A." But those movies don't get better. The TV show that they just did on Netflix, I actually quite enjoyed.
Interesting.
But I got a few episodes in, and my best friend was like, "By the way, in season 2, they fire the guy that you actually care about in the show and replace him with the dude that played Stifler." And I was like, don't need to watch this anymore. I feel bad for that guy. I bet he's got a legitimate wanting to have a career. But dude, you were fucking Stifler. You knew when you took that role that this was what your life was going to be.
Yeah, Stifler.
So Martin says, so I Googled him and let me say someone who is doing something that is giving and not taking is top notch in my books. Cheers. I'm not 100% sure which, I'm assuming he's talking about you. He might have been talking about Die Hard. But I don't feel like Die Hard did a lot of giving. So it sounds to me like maybe that's all about you, DJ.
I don't know. Googled me. Wow, I've never Googled myself. I'm going to do that right now. I've never Googled myself.
I'm waiting.
I'm DJ Temple. Okay. What do we get? What do we get if we go all?
So welcome to the temple of the DJs.
Oh, it's just a giant turd.
Oh my God, you have the same Google filter as me.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a giant turd with a receding hairline and bad jokes.
And sweet guitars.
Mom, is that you? Oh my God. I don't see much. Yeah, the Music Academy comes up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Oh, there's actually DJs named DJ Temple.
That's because they're like trying to go for that Shaolin vibe, right?
I see.
Now I'm gonna Google myself too.
Me too.
I'm doing Big Ugly Jim because that's the easy nickname. So first thing is Facebook, and then there's an IMDb. I hope it's not me. Let's find out.
Oh my God, if it was, that'd be amazing.
Oh, no. You know, it makes sense. It's James Blanco Martin from Oakland, California, who, if I'm not mistaken, is buddy from Faith No More.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know. He looks like that. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see that, but I think that's who that was. And he's been in like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and stuff like that. So that's why he gets an IMDb. I'm just, I've been turning down a lot more parts lately. I don't want the fame to go to my head.
Being so old. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it says it is me. Oh, that's weird. Being so old, I had no idea who DJ Temple is. Yeah, it's not the age; it's that no one knows who I am. Don't worry about it. Oh man.
You know what? It's Martin. I got to tell you, you've been out of touch. Like you used to be like a cornerstone of the Calgary music community, and then you were all like, "Oh, it turns out I need to sleep at night," and selfish.
Martin, he's throwing shade. I think you're rad, dude. So yeah, it's cool.
He is. He's rad. He's a bus driver, and he used to drive the bus that goes right beside where I work. And I go out for a cigarette, and Martin would be like on his cigarette break, and we'd just hang out and chat in front of the Calgary Tower, which is a real thing. Amazing. I didn't just make that up.
Amazing. You rule, Martin. I think you're cool.
Martin's the shit. He is a rad guy. And his kid Angus, you may what's the name of the band? They were actually like signed. Sorry, I just swiped the thing out of my way. They were signed by Roadrunner, and they went down to California, and they came up to Vancouver. The Broadway Bullies. I'm not sure if you would have ever heard of them or not, being a Vancouverite, but like a rock and roll band, sweet as fuck. And Angus has a sick voice on him. I'm not sure, Martin. You can tell us if they're Martin's or Angus is back in town, right, in Calgary. But yeah, that's how I first met Martin. He was going to his son's shows. His son was 16 years old, playing drums in a metal band called Halo, and just like a ridiculously good drummer, and also like Team Canada level boxer.
Holy shit!
So yeah, like complete, hard. Defunct? Oh yeah. The Broadway Bullies are defunct, I believe, is what you're saying. But they were good when they were playing. I worked the door at Vern's a time or two to make sure that they had a good show.
Good old Vern's.
Yeah. Do you guys have a Vern's in Vancouver? Like, if you were to go to Vancouver Vern's, what would it be called? There's got to be something.
Pub 340.
Sorry?
Pub 340.
Club 340?
A pub.
Oh, Pub 340. Okay. I've never been to a cool club in Vancouver. Well, that's not true. I went to the Cambie once, but I went to go to the Cambie, and it was not the Cambie. It was the Cambie, but it was like empty, and nothing was happening. So I stood there for a little while, and then I had agreed to meet a friend of mine, and I thought she wasn't coming. So I went to a shitty dance club with my cousin and wound up totally standing up my friend, who, in order to get there, had to walk down Hastings. So I felt like a giant piece of shit afterwards.
Oh shit. We were playing Pub 340 once, and fucking Exit Strategy showed up. And they were like, I was like, what? And they're like, hey, we flew in for like a Faith No More show, but we flew in a day early because we heard you guys were playing. I'm like, what the? And it was Greg and Joe. It was Greg and Joe.
That's fucking awesome, man.
And for anybody that doesn't know, I was like getting pissed off with music. I was done with like how mean everybody was to each other, and it was just driving me nuts. And we weren't really getting anywhere. We had a lot of internal drama and stuff. And then we were on tour, and we were playing in Red Deer, and it was at the VAT, and fucking Exit Strategy went up and just relit the fire for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so jacked, and like Wes was so bad. All those guys were so kind to us. And the first time we ever played with them, they went on first, and we looked at them, we were like, holy shit. They're like, oh, thanks, man. And then we went on right after, and their whole band was like, it was this great like brotherhood. It was so cool, man.
And it's neat how like you guys are completely separate bands, separated by geography, separated by everything, but there's a real strong vibe that's a similarity between you guys. Completely different, but there's that vibe that's there that just like I could totally see if you the first time you play with them, either like I love these guys or I hate these guys. They're just terrible. Because
Well,
that's what I would do.
that's
Any
how we
band that
got.
sounded like me. Go ahead.
Well, the only reason we got any good is we just start straight ripping them off. That's all we do.
Oh yeah.
All our new album is Exit Strategy riffs. That's it. That's all them.
Who was the singer at the time?
It was still Alex. It was still Alex. Or no, in Exit Strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely Wes. Definitely.
Okay. So one of my favorite people is this absolute firebrand named Trez. I'm not sure if you've ever met her or not, but she played in Mares of Thrace, and she was the singer for Exit Strategy before Wes.
Oh wow!
And I got a ride home the first time I ever met her, and she's like ridiculously beautiful and just like a ball of pure power. And I got a ride home with a couple of the people that are sort of in the Calgary music scene, and she was in the car, and they're all telling these amazing fucking tour stories. And I had played exactly one out of town show in the small town just outside of Calgary called Nanton to 3 people. So they're telling all these cool stories about like, oh my God, I you remember that time when we played that show at the Spartacus Hall in Tulsa, and I'm like, I played Nanton.
Yeah,
it was awesome. And yeah, that has nothing to do with anything, but it just popped into my head. So
I still remember Wes's sound check, and he would be like, sandwich. It was amazing. And then yeah, Wes became a really good buddy. He often flakes from social media, so he's difficult to keep track with. But he became a really good buddy, and I was going through some shit, and I was able to reach out to him and Greg and just chat, just get some stuff off my chest and stuff. And I think that really bonds the friendship kind of thing, right?
Absolutely, man. Those guys are gems. Absolute gems. I met them when I first started going out to shows. I had a band that I wanted to start getting some shows and stuff. So I was going out to shows and meeting musicians and stuff. And back when they were just Caveat, there was no other band. And got to know them and got to love them. And then they started Exit Strategy, and like when Caveat sort of fake split up, Exit Strategy came out of the embers of that, as did Phantom Limb, which was another Calgary band. And again, super exciting music. They started another band for a while called Black Sky.
Okay.
That was doom metal, and I have to admit, I loved the music, and they were hunting for a singer, and they got a singer, and she was a phenomenal voice. And I was super excited to see them, and I saw them, and it sounded like Evanescence all of a sudden. It was like doom metal Evanescence, and that just did not work for me. But phenomenal, and they've just continued to be like in band after band of incredible bands in the Calgary area. Truck's another one. Casey's in Truck, and he plays bass, and he plays bass better than I do as his secondary instrument, and I hate him, and I want him to die. No, I don't. I love Casey, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember he was blasting at the Vat. He was just blast beating on the drum kit, and he exploded or dropped the microphone from the snare drum, and he was like, "Oh no!" So he just hit harder so that you couldn't tell.
And he could. That's absolutely sure.
That was pretty sick. I loved Wes's voice, man. And then they had that great album, which I get asked a lot in interviews and stuff. What's a good Canadian band? And everybody go get the Atrocity Machine. What a record that is, man.
Mm-hmm.
What a great record. Like,
yep, pure fuck.
It's so good. And then that one scream Wes does at the end of I think it's Human Eugenics. It might be the end of the Atrocity Machine, the title track. I was talking to Wes about it. I just texted him like, "God damn you, this one long scream." And he goes, "Ha ha, one take." I'm like, what? Oh my God. It's just so raw and visceral. I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah, that is a landmark album as far as I'm concerned. Like, just actually all three albums that I have of Exit Strategy, because they had one from, I think, from each of the previous singers. All three are just amazing, but I think Atrocity Machine is the most polished and the most like you can play it for anyone and have their brain just explode.
Yeah, I mean, my big thing for them was they, as far as I'm concerned, because I was still new to your scene.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, they put Calgary on the map for me, and how dare Vakken not let them win?
That was a travesty.
That's we had talked as a band, because we were doing, I think we did the year before, whatever. That was a bunch of drama and BS. But when that happened to Exit Strategy, we went, that's it. We never will do this again. We do not support this horrendous thing. Because, dude, can you imagine seeing them go out there? That would have been so badass.
I wasn't at the show. I was super excited about, like, these guys are so good, they're gonna win. And then I heard that they didn't win, and that this band won. I can't remember who won. Was it Mutank?
Yeah,
no.
Mutank won.
Was it Mutank? And
I'm pretty sure.
I was like, that's a neat name. Like, and I don't think I've ever listened to them, because I think I just completely wrote them off as like, nope, it's bullshit. Exit Strategy 1, fuck the world. I'm sure they're great. But...
Yeah, because I remember looking at the final list or whatever and being like, oh no, like Exit Strategy's got this. They're so bloody good. And at the time, they were doing a lot of out of town gigs, right? They were rolling around a lot and playing a lot of shit. So I was like, you're also catching them. For anybody not in a band, there's like we talk about in our band, ours is the third show. Something about when you're on the road, the third show, we all click in and we're insanely tighter than we are when we're not touring. It's just a thing that happens. And the way it worked, yeah, exactly. And which is why we always made sure Calgary was the third show minimum. But like Exit Strategy, if memory serves, they were going to the Vakken thing like 6 shows deep, so they were already like mint tight, and it's just when they're that mint tight, dude, it's game over. And they were so much fun to play with. So much fun. And they were so encouraging and always up front when we were doing stuff, and vice versa. And like they would jump on stage with us and we'd jump on with them. I don't remember all those times at the D, we would just like jump up together. It was so much fun. It was like, I started a band because I wanted to be in Pantera. I love that band so much. And it made me feel like this was that era where, like, you're in a band like Pantera and you were friends with all these bands, and it was super rad. There was a crowd there, but it was even super cooler to be hanging with your buddies playing music, and you like what each other's. And the same I felt with you and Mark and his Citizen Rage group and stuff like that. Like, it was just like, I know it's super cheesy and cliche to say it, but it was like a family reunion every time we came to Calgary, and it was just, it didn't matter what venue. Even one time we went and played Verns for the it was the World Class White Trash final show. And everybody came out to say goodbye to that band. And I wasn't part of the negotiation really, because I just remember, I think Darcy or Nate in that band was like, you got to get Without Mercy. You got to get them to come play with us, because we had actually played our first show in Calgary ever with them a lifetime ago. Yeah. And it was so cool, man. Yeah, it was so neat to be part of that. And same thing, it's kind of a somber evening because you don't want them to like stop being a band because it's fun. But like, man, it was fun being there for that.
Absolutely, man. I totally know what you mean. World Class White Trash is one of those bands that, like, I have so many amazing memories and so many no memories of watching them play the shows over the years, and that show, that final show was it was, I mean, I just burped, sorry. It was amazing, and it was sad, and it was awesome, and just like the perfect send-off to one of my favorite Calgary bands. And having you guys there was awesome. It's anytime, like, it could be a mall opening, and if you guys are there, it's gonna be great.
Well, you brought us up for your birthday show, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, man. So Mark and I always joke. We're always making jokes about how like the number one way for us to make sure the beer core has a bad night is for it to be Mark or my birthday. But I think that show was a fairly decent turnout because I was like, no, we're fucking doing this. I'm getting my guys in fucking you guys. I don't know. Fuck, I can't even think of who was on the bill now. There's been so many shows, but yeah, I was like, I'm stacking the fucking deck, and I think it was like we had like a 50-person-ish turnout or something. Like not a bad night by any stretch, but not like a holy shit. But
Yeah.
Dad, throwback to my 12th birthday. Okay, so I'm actually in the room where my daughter's 12th birthday party happened. She moved to town to live with me for a year, and this room was my living room, and the people that I lived with, the bastards from Mikey Bastard from Citizen Rage.
All right.
We shared a place. They lived upstairs, and I lived downstairs. And it was Emma's 12th birthday, and I got Mikey Bastard's band and the Rigor Morticians, Slap Bet, and Dr. Rockstar and the Gypsy Bears played in my basement for a 12-year-old's birthday party.
Awesome.
It was a good dad moment. And here I am living it all completely. And I like moved out of this house, and I didn't live here for a decade. And then I was looking for a place to live when my son and my other daughter were gonna live with me, and I was like, found out the same place was on the market, and I was like, well, why wouldn't I? So I'm living in the same house because I'm a weird man like that.
That's awesome, though, man.
So if you were to pick one show from your times playing in Calgary, because obviously it's also the same answer to what was your favorite show ever. What was your favorite Calgary show ever?
Well, actually, it's it's a two-parter because it's got a little bit of drama to it. That's why it was so cool. Like there was one show we played. Actually, there's a couple, and for no particular order, but like the World Class White Trash was a lot of fun because the crowd was so abundant and was one of the first exclamation points on the question, are we considered allowed in your scene, right? Because every band is like that. They were like, like, fuck, do we? And that crowd was going absolutely apeshit for us, and they knew the words and they were screaming, and it was like just insane. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like looking at our basement, like what the hell? And then there was the first time we ever played Calgary, and it was horrible, and the promoter was mean to us, and the crowd like hated us, and we were like, basically it was insinuated to never come back. And that was important for me because that set a bar, right? It was like, hey, you don't just get Calgary fans don't just go welcome. Like you got to earn their freaking thing. And I was like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with earning. If guys will give me a chance, I'm cool with earning it. I don't mind. And like maybe one day Mark and the Calgary Beer Corps will know who we are. I remember like hoping one day as we left the distillery. That's how old it was.
Yep.
And no, it was Lord Nelson's was the first show ever. And that was just terrible show. I remember asking to get paid out by the promoter, and he was just like belching drunk, going, "Get the fuck away from me." I'm like, all right, I guess we don't get paid for this one.
That's a shitty promoter. I don't like that at all.
It happens more than I'd care to admit. And then
we've all been there.
And then what's the other one that was really badass? I would say, I don't want to name drop them or nothing. But like there was a solemn, it was a bad thing. We were in town to play Loud as Hell, and we simply got there 2 days early because we had friends in Calgary. We were visiting all these people like you guys and whatnot. I think we just showed up randomly to a show for no reason, or I had flown in or something randomly one time. But Nate Reno called us and said, "Hey, I'm in trouble. I have a show at not distillery,
not distortion, not distillery, Dickens.
Dickens, thank you." He's like, "I got a show at Dickens, but I think it was like Stryker or somebody got in a bus crash and their trailer messed up or something.
Was that WMD? No. Yeah, I think yeah. I don't remember. That's what my yeah means.
And it was pretty sick. And Nate was like, "Hey guys, I know you're in town and you're not doing anything. I need a headliner. Please help." And I simultaneously was like, "Hey, that's really cool that he thought of us. That was really cool." But I also knew that the guys that ran Loud as Hell were going to be pissed because they tried to get us to sign a radius clause, right? So we had tried to phone them, and they were not super okay with the idea of us playing it anyway. And I was like, "Well, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't want to be a dick, but Nate needs help, and Nate's been amazing to us for like a decade. So we're gonna go help Nate." And so it was kind of like it made them a little upset with us for a little while. It took some time to get over, but. I just was like, wow, it was so cool that Nate thought of us. And like, I wanted to help. If anybody calls me, I kind of have that. That's what I want. I want to help you if you need the help. I know it's ingrained in my DNA. So if we weren't doing anything anyways, we're like, let's play a Calgary show. What the hell?
You're in town. You might as well, right?
It was pretty good.
That's cool. I actually, I really love playing those shows. Like no matter what, when one of my friends that's promoting has that moment where they're like, "Fuck, something bad has happened." When they reach out to me, I'm like, I'll move heaven and earth if I can, depending on the other band members. Sometimes they're snarky bastards, but generally speaking, I'm pretty good in a pinch. And I always find the energy for those shows is different because the crowd knows that, like, yeah, that band, they got fucked over and the show was going to get canceled, but these guys are here. Let's give them a chance and really love them. And you play that show and they just give you that like 5% more than they would have otherwise, or 30%. It's somewhere 5 to 30 depending, and and it's just a good vibe. It's a good energy.
100%. And like you said about Distortion and stuff, it was I think it was a Distortion show where Mark knew who we were. Finally, I remember being like so happy that he knew who we were, because I feel like you and I got along instantly, but Mark, I had to like work, I had to like chisel away at it.
He's very stoic.
Yeah, but like even now, like I'm helping Citizen Rage with some web design stuff, and which reminds me, I really do need to set that web store up. But like. I love Mark, and I love all you guys, and you guys were so welcoming to us. It like, fuck, man, it was so much fun. And I'm sure there's going to be other great shows that'll happen once all this stuff is done. But man, like getting the tours put together and being like, where the hell's Calgary? Why is Calgary not on the tour bill or the tour package? Or, well, we couldn't get anyone. That one time we tried to hire a booking agent. Oh, no one in Calgary was fucking, oh yeah, watch this. Hey, Jim. Like, so ridiculous. So ridiculous to me.
You'd be surprised how often that happens where, like a band, they hire someone professionally to look after their tour or whatever. And like, that makes sense. It's good sense. And then, we'll catch a drift about like, oh, you guys are playing at, like some like the Cowboys or something, like completely, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And the band's always like, we hired a guy. We'll be back.
Yeah.
And that's the truth, says Che. Oh, Che's on. Hi, Che.
Yeah, Che knows what's up. Che, like we talk about playing venues or whatever, whenever we're in Calgary or a Calgary show gets announced, Che messages me. It's like, why aren't you staying at my house? Like,
yeah.
Diane's going to be so upset, man. You got to go stay at my... It's so great. Che's amazing, man. He fucking treats us like we're living in a mansion, guy right there.
You know what's amazing about Che is, like, I've known him for years, and I've never I hate drunk people. I worked as a bouncer forever, right?
Yeah.
I hate drunk people. At no point have I ever hated Che, whether drunk, sober. He's always been just that guy that is solid, wonderful human being. Like, if I was standing there and I don't even need the shirt off the back, I'm wearing 7 shirts, and Che will be like, "Do you want an 8th? Because I got one right here."
Yeah, for me, dude, it's the laugh that It's that laugh.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I like, man, that guy. Like, what do you need, Jay? I'll start driving right now. I'll see you in a couple hours.
I want that as a ringtone. I want that laugh as my ringtone.
Yes, let's do this. Oh, buddy.
Because it is so like it's so genuine and heartfelt when he laughs like that, and because like everyone can go like, ha, 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 ha. But when you get that out of Che, you just nailed comedy gold.
Yeah, buddy. Or Che will know this, like morning after the shows or whatever, morning after it's on his deck, just sitting there. You're totally hungover, banged over, whatever, and he's just like, "It was a good show, man."
Yep.
And then his missus brings out a fucking feast. Like 75 plates of food, and you're like, "Oh my God." She's like, "Oh, that's just yours." And then like somebody else gets stuff. You're like, "What the hell's going on?" Oh my God. It's so crazy, man. That freaking guy.
Yeah, just wonderful people.
Man.
And who said Che in there but Nancy Barnes?
Yeah, we can't leave out Nancy.
Never.
Oh man, I got a funny Nancy story. I got a really funny Nancy. So we're playing. I actually don't remember the venue. I feel like it was Dickens, but I could be wrong. And it's still early in our careers and coming up to like playing in Calgary and stuff like that. We're starting to get accepted and asked to play shows and making friends and stuff. And it's really cool. And I'm really nervous about coming up and talking to. I think it might have been not you, but like Mark and Nate and stuff like that. Like I was pretty nervous. And this nice lady's like, "Hey, I'm excited to see your band on the bill. I didn't like see you guys last time because I was like away or working or whatever. But I was excited to see you came back around." I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." And she just had this like warmth that you like overshare. So I was like, "Oh," and I'm really nervous because like, that's Nate Reno over there, and he's got that thing with Big James on like the band tips, and I think my band made like 3 errors, and I'm really scared. And she's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine." And then Nate comes over, and she's like, "Nate, this is DJ. He plays in the band." I was like, "Do you guys fucking know each other? What the fuck?" It was great. And then she's just fucking amazing too. Like, God,
just a solid gold human.
Yeah, she's like, "Che, you better hope I don't get stupid rich because I'm buying you all a house."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you better just hope.
For me, I remember like, I don't remember the first time I met Nancy because like, it's shrouded in the mist of time. But she always seems like, at first glance, you're like, she's got to be like someone's mom or someone's girlfriend or someone's whatever. Like, there's no way this girl, and then she just out metals everyone in the fucking room.
Yeah, dude, 100%. 100%. And that's the thing. Getting an internal message here. 1 sec.
Oh yeah, do your thing, man. In the meantime, Nick Kellogg says, "I went to Catholic school with one of the dudes from World Class White Trash. He was pretty straight-laced. Surprised me to see him playing in that band. Sick show." Yeah, man. I feel like they were all really, really normal kids who just had that buddy Nate Trash who was like, "Let's get fucking stupid and start a band and break stuff." And they were all like, yeah, of course. And I feel like, like, I don't know how long that band was together, like a decade or more or whatever, but I feel like the whole way they were like, "Is this even real? Are we sure this is happening? Because I don't understand how this is going on."
Yeah. Or on the topic of Nancy, I was going to say, Nancy is a sweetheart, but I still wouldn't fuck with her, man. I wouldn't fuck with Nancy. I know there's something there. There's something behind the eyes. You know what I mean?
She stabbed a guy for real, man. I've seen it.
Oh, buddy, that's so badass.
I don't know. Mark started doing that. Mark started just one day be like, "Nancy will stab you. Watch out, man. Nancy's gonna stab you." And I still hold that as absolute truth. Nancy will stab him with it. Look at that knife. Proof.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with Nancy. No, man. There's something there.
No, Nancy. And the worst thing is Nancy's a nurse, so she'll like get you healthy before killing you again.
Oh shit! Yeah, she'll just like keep you alive to fuck with you longer. Oh man.
Oh yeah, we've all seen that episode of The Punisher, right? Where
yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
Man, good times. Good times.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Healy was just teaching drums. It's his last day before Christmas break. I should get him to come in here.
Absolutely, man.
I'll try and flag him down. Yeah, it's the coolest thing ever. I gave Healy a job teaching drums here, which is just sick.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
Drum teachers are like my favorite people because the way that they communicate drums, like I play in a prog metal band with a guy who's like a really, really sick drummer, Reno Johnson, and Steve Johnson. His nickname is Reno because Steve Reno.
Steve Reno.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Big Ugly Jim from Calgary.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, buddy?
Fantastic.
Doing all right, man.
That's good.
Ooh, I got some reverb.
Got some reverb. It's it's Jim.
What's happening?
Just chat with DJ, man.
This is
How
Matt.
are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Matt,
Staying alive.
Jim doesn't like the new record. He thinks you played drums shittily. Just tell me that.
Yeah, you heard it.
Maybe if you had a metronome. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Try and step it up. Matt never does interviews, so this is cool. This is a fluke.
It's probably my incredible, what do you call it, media presence?
Yeah, no, he heard you swallow.
I do.
Goggle the mayonnaise.
Oh my god. I actually left something in the fridge here.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my gargle mayonnaise.
It's so we make a gargle may noise joke and then you literally pull sausage out of the fridge? At least it's wrapped. Safety first.
I was supposed to tell you one of the students forgot to bring one for you and they're bringing it for you next week.
Oh, sounds good.
I wasn't supposed to tell you, but now you know.
Forgot.
Tell DJ. Shh.
Kid doesn't show up again, they quit.
Yeah.
Where's my sausage?
Yeah. It actually looks fantastic. I'm going to eat it probably on the way home.
Yeah. Fucking prick.
All right, I'm out of here. Good seeing you, man.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Take care, eh?
You too.
Safe drives, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And all
Happy
that.
ho, go fuck yourself, eh? Band love.
If he's still in earshot, Jay's wishing him a Merry Christmas.
Jay says Merry Christmas. He doesn't care, Jay.
Yeah, he was like, "Fuck Jay." Jay who?
He's got food now.
That's that guy that was at that thing that time? No. Everyone knows Jay. Did you get a chance ever to listen to Shadow Weaver? Was it Shadow Weaver, the like stoner metal project that Jay put together?
Yeah, dude, it's pretty gnarly, huh?
Good, so good. I literally had no idea. I knew I've seen him play guitars stuff, but I didn't know because it's been so long where he was the front guy for Kayaktis.
Yeah.
And I saw them play the first time I saw them, and I was just like, well, fuck. Another guy that's better than me. Fuck.
Well, I'm not much into weaving shadows, but if I was,
oh yeah, I would make a
would,
tapestry shirt.
I would Kayaktis it.
All the way. Kayaktis to the win.
Yes.
Well, dude, I think I'm. Oh, he cares. That took him a long time to type. That was like 8 minutes of like H.
He's typing between the tears. That's why.
Exactly. You can't see with all the mist. Oh man, I'll tell you what. I have so much enjoyed chatting with you tonight, man. It is fantastic just to reconnect with an old friend, and wish you guys all the best. I'm so excited about the new album. I love it. I can't wait to hear the next new album.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm sure you guys are probably already in the works on it. Yeah.
We're stupid like that. Yeah, we started writing the new one before this one was out. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I wish you guys very well, and I wish Temple Guitars very well. I can't wait to see you guys in maybe 2021 when the world is not insane, or 2022, or if it takes till 2030, I'm still gonna be here waiting to be front row center for you guys, man.
I can't wait, buddy. Thank you so much for supporting and for hanging out with me, busting up my ego. This is cool.
Always, man, always. All right, I'm gonna call it night and go upstairs and I don't know, eat food or something. I haven't done that yet.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you guys all for watching. Everyone, big round of applause for DJ Temple. If you listen, did you hear it? It was huge. It was so huge. All of Calgary literally thundered. All right, my dude, thank you so much, and for being the inaugural episode. I hope that this wasn't too terrible.
No, man, I like being people's first.
Who doesn't, right? I love a good shoe on. All right, man. Good night, and thank you again so much. We'll talk again.
All right, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, wasn't that awkward? No, it wasn't awkward. It was awesome. Haha, no. The thing that was awkward was watching the video and being like, why did Facebook decide that, I give it this much, and it's like, probably only want, like, this section of your face showing. I don't know. Anyways, at least we got to see my teeth and neck fat. So, yeah, this is awesome, and I am really glad I found out how to do all this OBS stuff and get this working. But yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. There will be more.